The way that organizations respond to environmental forces has a direct impact on their success. It helps the management decision-making process. It aids long-term planning of strategy and operation. It gives greater understanding of the influences that generate change, and an ability to anticipate threats and opportunities and then plan accordingly. Some internal factors that can influence the direction of an organization include its culture, structure, management, and internal control processes. The external factors that can influence the direction of an organization are national culture, external controls, which include laws and regulations, and technological and economic issues. External forces impact on organizations and the way that they are configured. These forces can be grouped as political, for example, government tax policy, labour law, environmental law, trade restrictions, tariffs, and political stability. Economic, economic growth, interest rates, exchange rates, and the rate of inflation. Sociological, for example, culture and health aspects, population growth rate, age distribution, career attitudes, and emphasis on safety. Technological, for example, research and development activity, automation, technology incentives, and the rate of technological change. Environmental, for example, weather, climate and climate change, and the potential impacts of climate change. Legislative, for example, discrimination law, consumer law, antitrust law, employment law, and health and safety law. Looking at these individual aspects is known as a pestle analysis. This is used to analyse how these different forces affect the organisation at different times, and the difficulties involved in their responses to them. It sets out, in table or diagram format, the factors affecting the organisation under those 6 headings, in order to decide whether they can be considered positive or negative, to the organisation's advantage or disadvantage. It is a useful strategic tool for understanding market growth or decline, business position, and operations potential. It is often used by organisations to assist them in building their vision of the future. This diagram shows an example of a pestle analysis. In addition to pestle, there is also a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis is a business analyst tool. This is used to look at the strengths and weaknesses of the organisation, what the current or future opportunities may be, what the possible internal and external threats are that could possibly endanger the effectiveness of the company. A SWOT analysis is one of the many business tools providing a basis to assist with decision making and problem solving. It is useful to analyse many aspects of the organisation, for example the current position, or to decide whether to introduce change. SWOT is an acronym standing for Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats. Here is an example of a SWOT analysis. Once the analysis is completed, you will then need to evaluate the results. If, for example, you carried out the analysis on the potential for the introduction of a new product, you would then use the results to evaluate if that product had any future, or if it was on the introduction of a new staffing structure, then consider if that idea was likely to offer any advantages to the organisation. While principally used for business analysis, you can also use this method on ideas you have to allow you to evaluate whether they are possibilities.